Hello, my name is Celeste Duffie, and I'm the author of The Backwards Way to Move Forward. On this channel, we talk about behavior, and we analyze and discuss behavior because remember, people who make hard choices live soft lives. So I found this, I believe this is from the Dave Ramsey show, and I found this clip and I thought it was interesting because it deals with something we all have to deal with, and that is what to do when a death occurs in the family. And these are sort of my favorite kind of topics because what they really show is how they show the link between behavior and finances. So we're going to take a listen and see what's happened in this family. But really look as we're watching this video for the link between behavior and future or present finances. Okay, let's take a look.
Oh,
And the
so
thing
sorry.
is, he left everything to me, his house, his investments, his business. He didn't give anything to my sisters, who are estranged and with our mother ever since my parents divorced. And my sisters are they have asked me to help pay their student loans because my father left them with nothing.
How much was it?
It's a couple of million. It's basically his house, his investments, and his business.
When you say a couple million, is that like 2 million or is that like 6 million?
It's in the 8 figures.
So we're talking 10 million plus.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
So he purposefully did not leave any money to your sisters because he had no relationship with them, and that was his call to make.
He basically cut them off because they sided with our mother during their divorce.
Okay, so they're team mom, you were team dad, and he goes, hey, I'm going to leave it all to my son who's been loyal to me.
Yes.
And now they're resentful because they feel like they deserve a portion of this money.
It seems like it, yes.
Okay, I think this is more relational, emotional than it is financial. You could write them a check and pay off the loans, but I don't know that you agree with the principle behind it or that would have been your father's heart.
Well, yeah, what do you want to do?
I don't want to disrespect my father in any way.
Okay.
Do you have a
And
relationship
for
with your
me,
sisters, or is it estranged as well?
It's estranged.
Okay.
So they've only come to me only for very unique cases or when they were going to college or grad, they came to both my father and I for money. My father refused to pay for them, and that's why they have the debt to begin with.
So it's been
But-
transactional, this entire relationship.
But can I ask, because here, where I'm sitting, and you've given us, thank you for sharing what you've shared so far. I'm trying to weigh if this was a decision that was made out of dysfunction, which is I'm forcing you to choose sides, and you guys are children, so you're choosing whatever, I don't know, the parent you like the most that day, that sort of thing. Or is it literally just simply, I don't like your mother anymore, and they like her, you're dead to me?
So my mother had an affair. That's why they divorced. My sister sided with my mother because they liked the affair partner more. And I sided with my father because he was my father.
Got you. So you can't see how they would stand by someone who would do such a thing, basically.
Yes.
I understand. Okay.
I think you're going to be resentful if you give this money. And I'd rather them be resentful towards you than you be resentful towards them.
Okay.
There's no easy answer here. They're going to hate you, but it sounds like they didn't like you to begin with. They just used you for transactional moments. And so I don't think this is going to change anything if you say, that wasn't my father's wishes, I'm sorry.
So let's talk about that. There's so much to unpack here. There's a lot going on. So we're just going to hit probably some of the highlights, but let's look at this. All right. So the story is the mother and father get a divorce because the mother has had an affair. He has 2 daughters and a son. The daughters go inside with the mother because, as the son says, they like the other man better. He described him as the affair partner. They like the other man better, so they sided with the mother. The son took up for the family. His loyalties lay with his father. They never had a relationship that was beyond transactional. Apparently, the daughters only engaged with the father to request money and with him to request money. So their entire relationship, even beyond this period, is just transactional. They never tried to have any other type of relationship with their father or their brother. Now the father's dead. There's, according to this, in excess of $10 million, and they want their student loans paid off. All right, let's start with the student loan because that's probably the easiest thing to deal with. No, I don't think he should pay off the student loans. Now, let me say this. Sometimes it is easier to write a check to get rid of people. And if that were the case, if he could just, hey, I'm going to get probably a couple 100,000 at most, maybe 100,000, you know, I can write this check. He's got in excess of $10 million. Couple 100,000 is not going to hurt him. Write the check and you can get rid of them. I would consider that a possibility. But the danger in that is you're also setting a precedent. And what you are telling people is that when your decisions, because your decision to go to college, your decision to incur a debt, even though you knew you didn't have the money, so you went and incurred the debt to pay for your education, and now your education apparently is not able to manage that debt. That is a private decision. You've made 3 private decisions. You made a decision to go to college, private. A decision to take debt in order to facilitate your going to college, also private. And the third one was whatever it was you chose to study, you should have chosen something that would manage the amount of debt that you had agreed to take. Third, private. All of these are private decisions. This is one of the reasons I'm not in favor of student loan bailouts. I'm not in favor of student loan bailouts because I don't think that public money should be used to intervene in private decisions. Those are all of the decisions you made privately without the guidance or consent of we, the public. Now the decision has gone wrong. Don't call we, the public, into your decision. The same thing here in this family. Now that these loans still exist, and apparently the daughters cannot manage, his sisters cannot manage the loan, don't call the brother and say, hey, I made all of these decisions without you, but now that they've turned out to be bad decisions, can you come cut me a check and bail me out? So I would say no, because I would be worried to present that I would be creating a precedent where people could feel like it doesn't matter what I do, because whatever I do, I'm just going to call him and he's going to cut the check and I'm going to be okay. That is not the way for people to go through life. And it is clear that the mother and her, quote, affair partner didn't seem to provide any guidance for these young ladies, which is maybe why they liked him so much, is because he didn't have any discipline and teach them any accountability. Just was the fun step parent trying so desperately to be liked, because the daughters should not be in this situation. They should have been given some better counsel so that they could have made some better decisions. But in the overall scheme, first of all, this is the reason that you create a will or a trust, and you create these sort of, and I should say, and a trust, these sort of vehicles so that after you die, your wishes are known. The fact of the matter is the father left everything to the son. He may have left everything to the son as of thank you for being loyal to me and for standing by me during the divorce and the affair and the bad situation. He also may have left it to the son because he raised the son. He had a relationship with the son, and he knew that the son made good financial decisions. Maybe the reason he didn't want to give any of his money to his daughters is because he didn't want it wasted. People do not want to work for a lifetime to build something, to give it to ungrateful, undisciplined, unaccountable children who in 5 years, once they've received it, will end up with nothing, and because it will have all been wasted. So maybe he said, I know this boy because I raised this boy and I know what kind of decisions he makes, and he's the one I can trust with my money. Whether he was estranged from his daughters or not, I personally think this. Parents, listen up. I think that you should pick your most compassionate and most responsible child. Hopefully, you are raising children that possess both. They both possess empathy and compassion, and they possess responsibility and discipline. If that's correct, if you've done your job, and if you've gotten lucky, and you have all of your children are that way or one of your children is that way. You should leave the responsibility of maintaining the money, because the money is not to be thrown away. The money is supposed to be further grown so it can go on to the next generation. That is what people work their life for. And wealthy people are smart about this. Leave the money to the person who's most likely to manage it well. And what it will take to manage it well is that they should have some compassion, but they should have a lot of responsibility and discipline. A child like that is the one who should receive the money. It doesn't mean you love your other children less, but it does mean all children are not created equally. They don't all have the same gifts, and they don't all have the same challenges. So you should give your money to the person who will be the best steward of it. Thank you so much for watching this video and for visiting my channel. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and come back to the channel. Visit me again. There will be more videos like this. So if you like this video and you like this kind of content, because remember, people who make hard choices live soft lives. That son, when he had to choose, made a hard choice, and now he's living a softer life. So good for him. And bye-bye. See you next time.